So we had Rasmus Ankersen a few weeks ago, and he spoke about innovation and the things he learned from some of those high performance centers. The next segment now with Rasmus is to speak more to some of the key numbers that he learned about that drives success in the football club, Brentford Football Club, that he's involved in, which is potentially only a few points away from playing in the English Premier League, and he's the director of football. So some really interesting insights here. I hope you enjoy it.
Is it fair to say that some of the gold mines that you looked at had that same trait? I mean, they had that trait where they were dealing with scarcity rather than dealing with abundance.
Yeah, so one of my favorite examples from my gold mine journey was this athletic club in Jamaica that's produced a large proportion of the best sprinters in the world over the past 15 years. And I think the philosophy there was that a performance environment should not be designed for comfort. It should be designed for hard work. So he was kind of like keeping facilities there Spartan and simple. I remember I came out there it's called MVP Track and Field Club. I came out to the training ground like in the morning, and I thought, where's the running track? Because there was just a big grass field and a gym with rusty weights. And then I said to him, like, why are you not building a proper facility? I asked the coaches about that, and he said, it's because that the last feeling he wants to settle here is the feeling that we've arrived, we've reached the top of the mountain, and he wants kind of the facilities to show that, no, we're not there yet. There's a long way to go. And I found it was a really interesting idea, because you have all these examples from Google about like you create an environment where people get free lunch, coffees when they want. There's almost a kindergarten within the company building. You almost try and remove all the obstacles. Where his philosophy was kind of, well, let's keep it Spartan and simple. Let's give them what they need to improve and to get good, but also create an environment where people stay hungry. Where they don't become comfortable and feel that, because what happens often with these really comfortable environments is that they send the wrong signals, and they also, very often the privileges you have, you end up feeling that's a human right after a while,
Yeah, so, it's an entitlement rather than something that's earned.
Exactly.
Yeah. I hope that's going to be real comfort to people, because we're whatever this is going to look like the next 12, 18 months, we are probably entering a period of discomfort rather than comfort. From a business point of view in a lot of industry sectors. And I think for leaders, it's you don't need to apologize for it. It's kind of okay that you're going to do that, and that you can create a performance environment that will allow your people to ultimately survive, and for want of a better word. The other thing that I was really interested in was the research that you've done with your I'll use the word colleague, who was almost a football, professional football gambler, for want of a better word, and an analyst, and really starting to look at key numbers. Because when times get like this, as you well know, you can kind of get bamboozled and overwhelmed with all the numbers that you're trying to, what's the levers of success, so to speak. And I thought it would be really good to draw that story out as to some of the key numbers that you learned you can focus on in order to understand success as a football team, and maybe how that could translate to business.
Yeah. I mean, I actually thought a lot about it throughout this crisis, because I think I cannot remember that you've had a situation before where you had political leaders showing statistical models on TV. Algorithms, and talking about different kind of data. I think it's been a public education in the difference between leading and lagging indicators.
Yeah.
And I think there is a lot to take from that. But we work a lot with that in football, because our owner is a gambler, and he's used to looking at the right numbers. But one number that's been mentioned again and again throughout this Corona crisis is the reproduction rate, the R number, and it was if that goes up, then we have to close down again. So we have to keep that low. That's kind of the key number to keep low.
Yeah.
And I think every business has an R number. you know. And at the football club, we got a rating number, which is like we trust that more than the league table. We know that that's more predictive for where we're gonna go in the future than if we are fourth or fifth or 17th. And I think every business needs to think about what is our number. What is it the number we need to improve to drive growth in the future, to grow the success in the future. Because it's very easy comfortable in a situation like this to just keep staring at like the lagging indicator, the outcome. Oh, revenue is dropping, you know. But you have to take one step back and try and identify that leading indicator, the one you can control, the one you can work on, and then trust that if you improve that, then the rest will improve too.
Yeah.
So so I think there's a lot of parallels from what we've been doing at the football clubs with our use of statistics, and then what's happening in what we learned throughout the Corona crisis here.
Yeah, because in many ways, to use the business analogy, profit and to a lesser extent revenue are almost your lagging indicators. They're never a leading indicator, right?
No, it's like if you have the thing is that there's always a time delay between cause and effect between your lagging and your leading indicators. So, and in a big company, that delay can be, you know, a year or maybe more. In a smaller company, it can be it's the feedback loop is shorter. But if you run a restaurant, and you know you can look at your revenue number, but it might be better for you to look at the time that goes from customers order to you deliver the food to them. That's a leading indicator.
Yeah.
And if it starts to drop, you might not see it in your revenue straight away, but you need to do something about it, because if you wait until the revenue drops, it's going to be too late. There's going to be too much work to fix the problem.
Yeah.
So I think it's almost like an early warning system you got to build with leading indicators that allows you to drive change before the need for change become obvious to everyone.
And it's a brilliant time to investigate that, because you're much like the stock market, it's so sensitive to any change right now. So it'd be a great time to actually study it. When it's all really busy, it's almost really difficult to get your head around what that is, because everything's just kind of sailing anyway. But right now is a great time to look at that. Yeah, great. Hey, Rasmus, we've a standing joke at the 7 Minute Business Club that we're yet to achieve something in 7 minutes. So that's definitely not our number, but it's a number we use, because the 13.5 minute club just didn't have the same ring to it. And it was much harder to get the website for that. So we've covered a lot off today. If I feel the need to dive a bit deeper into something else, I'd love to have you back in a few weeks' time. As I said, this is all about supporting small to medium-sized business owners and leaders through this crisis. So thanks for your time. I know you've been trying to get from Denmark to London for quite a while over the last week.
A bit of an operation, I can tell you.
What we used to take for granted is now a complex challenge, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right. Hey, thank you very much. Don't forget, guys, I'll put some links to Rasmus's work underneath, including his TED Talks and also his books, because this one is just fantastic. We want to have a quick, easy read, but also really get some great analogies between sport and business. Don't forget 7minclub.com. Look us up on Facebook or LinkedIn. Raz, thanks a lot for your time as always, mate.
See you again, Brian. Thanks very much.